Hi, I am Juan Manuel Santos, the President of Colombia. First of all, I want to express my deep solidarity with the people of Japan affected by that huge earthquake and that terrible tsunami last March 11th. We feel close to the victims and pray for them. But unfortunately, my country, Colombia, has also suffered and is suffering the biggest natural disaster in its history, which is the result of global warming. It is not a one-day event. It is more like the so-called Chinese torture, drop by drop. For several months, it has not stopped raining in almost the entire national territory. You remember, and it still hurts to remember, the terrible tragedy of Katrina. Well, according to international experts, what has happened and is still happening in Colombia equals the destruction caused by 10 Katrinas. Our people are brave and are hardworking, and we're making every effort to overcome this situation that has not finished. Fortunately, even in the greatest tragedies, there is always a helping hand, a spirit of solidarity, which reminds us that we are not alone, that we are part of humanity. There are extraordinary and generous people, always ready to help those who are most in need. Today I am honored, very honored, to share this moment with two exceptional human beings. The great Quincy Jones, the living legend of music, and our talented, admired, and very much loved Shakira, made in Colombia. Thanks, Quincy.
Very, very glad to be here.
Hi, Mr. President. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for hosting this initiative. I'm glad to be here. Humanity is all of us, and that's why I'm here today, because I believe that there is no pain the world has that does not concern us, and there is no tear that is not ours. And I just believe that the world is a big neighborhood. So today I speak as a fellow Colombian, but I also speak as a citizen of our common planet. And as Quincy once taught us to say, we are the world, right, Quincy? So I guess that we're here for that, and I'm glad to know that Quincy Jones is part of this today, is here with us. Hello, Quincy.
How are you, Ronnie? Very, very glad to be here. I have been working with Nelson Mandela for about 45 years, and 45 years ago he taught me a word called Ubuntu, which means that the collective is always more important than the individual. And I think that's been the spirit that's carried South Africa through. And I think that's what you, the President, and Shakira are talking about now, that we are one, we are one. And everybody has to care about the other person. And I've tried to spend my whole life doing the best I could doing that. And I'm very proud that you invited me to be involved in this. Thank you.
And borders are only a product of our imagination, but that's right, Quincy. I think that we're all one community, and that's how we should approach the challenges that we face as humanity.
Yes, we are one. We're all Colombia. And Colombia today needs the world's solidarity. I told you that the floods have affected more than 3 million people. We're talking about more than 700,000 families affected. We're talking about at least 418 people dead and a similar number wounded. More than 350,000 houses badly damaged and about 13,000 completely destroyed. Nearly 2.5 million acres of land were flooded, hurting farmers and the economy. and it's still raining. The meteorologists are predicting that there will be a lot more rain for at least 2 or 3 more months. But what is happening in Colombia is not an isolated event. It is a consequence of global warming affecting the whole planet. We cannot stop climate change, but we have a duty, a tremendous duty, to soften its effects. Words, however, are not enough to describe the situation that affects us. So I invite you to look at these pictures. Pictures that show us what happened and is happening in Colombia in the past months and right now. And what will continue happening if we all don't do something about it, and soon.
El agua llegó a medianoche. Nosotros todos estábamos durmiendo. Nos agarró sorprendida. Todo lo perdimos y todo lo que construimos con el esfuerzo ahora el agua se lo lleva.
It's hard to look at reality, but ignoring it is worse. In Colombia, on the faces of the victims, we can see the world and the dangers that lie ahead if we don't take care of our environment. The images that you just saw show us a small part of our tragedy, because it did not happen in one city, it did not occur in one province, it did not occur in one area of the country. This happened in the vast majority of our territory, a territory that to give you an idea, is the size of Texas and California put together. Quincy, what do you say about this phenomenon? What words would come to your mind right now?
What comes to my mind is somehow there's a divine designer that put all these pieces together, and when we put the human touch on it and take that design apart, we're paying the consequences now. We're paying for the consequences now. And it just happened in Tokyo. I just had a friend that just went back, 8.9 tsunami there, and a new picture of them cover from the earlier one, and Chile, and Soweto, and Colombia. My God, it's unbelievable. But we all have an obligation to do what we can to try to do something about it, because what we have been doing is not working. And they're all pieces, from the polar bears at the Arctic down to Colombia. And that's a long, long distance, and we're doing something wrong, and we have to get together. And I say together, because it's one world now. And we have to get together and use our minds, our resources, and our hearts and everything we have to try to put this back together. There's a lot of people suffering from it.
I want to tell Diana, the girl who speaks at the end of the video, and to all the children and all the people of Colombia who have lost their houses, who are living right now in shelters, I want to tell you that you're not alone. I want to tell Diana, as her fellow Colombian, that her situation hurts us, and that we will do our part to get back her smile, her home, and her school. And we do have to focus on rebuilding schools, because every child who is not able to attend school in my country, and you know this, Mr. President, is running a huge risk of being recruited by guerrillas or paramilitaries, and is a child who's exposed and vulnerable to violence and conflict. So we do have to focus on education as a priority. And you were right, President Santos. If Katrina hurts us, and still hurts, we cannot turn our backs on the victims in Colombia, nor can we forget the people who suffer from natural disasters all over the world.
What we see in Colombia today is a clear demonstration that the damage we are doing to our planet eventually turns against us. Nature, with its power, its tremendous power, gives lessons in humility to the human race. Look at what happened in Haiti just over a year ago. The poverty of this Caribbean nation was made worse by this natural disaster, which killed more than 300,000 people. I visited Haiti a few months after the tragedy, and I was truly shocked by the dimension of the damage, by the difficult situation that its people are living. I have called upon the international community to support a more effective development program in this country that is suffering so much. I remember, Quincy, that you did a remake of We Are the World with many international stars to raise funds for Haiti, as you did for Africa 25 years ago. How has that experience in Haiti been, Quincy? How can you tell us a bit about that experience?